Welcome, everyone. It is Sandra Alexei, and I'm from my personal muse. That's my website. And if you look above, the YouTube channel is called Game Changer. I'm actually a business and spiritual coach. And what I do is I assist people in self-discovery. That self-discovery can be personal, where they're at, where they're going. I do past life, also business. Okay, so if you look on my website, I have a whole photo album of all the different projects I've worked on and where I've lived and things I've done. Okay, the next thing I want to say is here are the books that I've been involved with. So the last book is called Game Changer. And if you look at the very top, you'll see it. You can order it through Amazon. I co-authored that. Okay, and it is the new model of Aquarian relationships. Okay, these other books were published in New York with Milady Sengage. Okay, these two over here were spa, the business of spas and salons, okay? And the next one is spa procedures. The other one that I was a part of is the makeup textbook that they use for training makeup artists. Okay, so that being said, you can go onto my website, which is in the Show Me section, and it tells you all the different services I offer, how you can get a hold of me. There's different testimonials and whatever. Next thing, I would appreciate it if you would comment, and once a month I do a draw. Okay, and I do a mini reading for somebody through Zoom. Number 2, I'd appreciate it if you would share this. And number 3, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel. I also have, because I'm in the middle of remarketing and rebranding myself, so I now have one Facebook page, and that's Sandra alexcae.moren. And what I do is I actually have the video is a Facebook post. And so then people can print it off if they want, and they can get dates and everything, and I share it with the groups. Anyway, so let me tell you, we are in for some very, very exciting and intense times. Don't let it scare you. Embrace the shifts and changes, knowing that you want to be mindful because it's some very interesting things going to be happening, okay? Solar and lunar eclipses do not always portend crisis, but they do often foreshadow drama and can be felt for up to 3 to 6 months prior and 6 months after. So it's been very intense right now. I have a lot of people that have anxiety, that are intense. There's anger, there's shifts in relationships, all kinds of things going on. So a solar eclipse is simply a new moon, which is always about new beginnings, but it's on steroids. And it portends major new developments in the personal or collective life. So, wow, get ready to embrace the powerful lunar and solar eclipse cycles, seasonal cycles, okay? The north node in Taurus is ruled by Venus. The south node in Scorpio is ruled by Mars and Pluto. That's the axis. We're working on the axis of the Taurus Scorpio for these eclipses, okay? So your life is up for review for the next 6 months. The question is, are you on track? Are you aligned with your soul mission? If not, clean up your act and finish all life business. So the new moon partial solar eclipse at 2 degrees of Scorpio on October the 25th starts the process. And then we experience a total full moon lunar eclipse at 16 degrees of Taurus, November the 8th. Now this is big. The day before the U.S. midterm elections. Major turning points, portals of change. So today I'm concentrating on the new moon partial solar eclipse in Scorpio occurring at 2 degrees on October the 25th, 2022, which is intensified by Pluto, which rules Scorpio, and Mars also rules Scorpio. Now, eclipses are wild cards and dramatic tools that the universe uses to get our attention, specific to areas of our lives that need changing. So you can check in your natal chart, if you have it, to what house or houses Scorpio is in charge of. The job of an eclipse is to shine a glaring ray of truth to part of your life that's being touched, and truth may arrive in a startling way. Solar tends to create new beginnings and bright new opportunities, usually exciting and positive, coming out of the blue. Eclipses are dynamic cosmic occurrences, celestial checkpoints that activate the lunar nodes of fate. The South Node now in Scorpio and the North Node now in Taurus, symbolizing our past, our present, and karmic pathway, which is to illuminate our destiny. So expect a huge shakeup so we can move to the next level of maturity. Eclipses that are in your own sun sign, moon sign, rising sign within 5 degrees are vital and game-changing. Game changers in your life, as this is a call for everyone to go within, to contemplate, to do some inner reflection. Now, something ends, and as something ends, something new begins. It's like walking over a bridge and you turn back and the bridge has collapsed. There's no going back. The new moon is watery, intimate, vulnerable, intense, and offers a transformation process for relationships as Venus, the sun, and moon are part of the dance. So since the South Node is in Scorpio and the North Node in Taurus is connected with these energies, what begins now will be totally cleared up and cleared out in 2023. And a powerful solar eclipse on April 20th, 2023 at 29 degrees Aries assists and triggers affecting people born with personal planets and points in approximately 25 degrees of the cardinal signs, which is Aries, Libra, Capricorn, Cancer, and 0 to 5 degrees of fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius. Okay, the question is, what is your soul karmically clearing out to be able to embrace the new energies? All eclipses show you your shadow, but solar eclipses specifically do so through the actions you take. So eclipses in Scorpio could foreshadow underhanded, corrupt, and treasonous acts, and can give an abundance of thunder, lightning, and earthquakes. Okay, we see that in the collective right now. Look what's happening. Eclipses in Scorpio, okay, can do that. But so now, as a result, this new moon, Scorpio solar eclipse, make your shadow side more visible because you're acting it out. So naturally, the actions you take during this eclipse really matter. Let them be for truth, emotional understanding, fairness, and sharing. A fascinating transit with Venus at 2 degrees of Scorpio, so you are entering a beginning transformational stage. With Venus and Scorpio, you'll experience struggles which are meant to assist you in seeing something. You're actually seeing it for the first time. Isn't this awesome? Which actually allows you to see the lower hidden expressions of Venus working in your life. So Venus, which rules Taurus, is all about love, beauty, your worth, and your value as to how you allow others to control you, or you honor your personal boundaries. With this, you actually see and take your power back, claiming your authenticity and sovereignty as you're ready to transform and evolve. New moons, new beginnings to embrace as you release and surrender. With this new moon in Scorpio and the South Node in Scorpio, you're letting go of fear, especially because of relationships. Fear of being alone, always fear of death, fear of being controlled, and yet afraid to be alone. But you can sell your soul for that. That's your choice. So, as you embrace you through the last few months of the retrograde planets, you're challenged with emotional truths, vulnerability, sexuality, intimacy, and trying to understand where did all of this originate? That's the question. As you are at the beginning point of evaluating, assessing, discerning what energy is yours, mine, and what I have allowed or bought into from others. So we are evaluating the dynamics of power in relationship. Whose agenda are you complying with? That could be personally or collectively. We are experiencing and seeing how energies with others have challenged our sense of power, and it now is time to reclaim what is true for you, honoring your authority, authenticity, and sovereignty. Rather than locked control, what do you really want? Do you know? What is your soul karmically clearing out as karmic lessons as it is being cleared as the South Node reaches 2 degrees of Scorpio in May of 2023? So it's still coming. Learning to acknowledge, honor, and love self. Always remember, when flying, the flight attendant says, put the mask on you first before your children. We are going through dynamic relationship times, moving from the Piscean age of codependency to interdependency. And we see a lot of relationships are, I don't say splitting up or breaking, I say uncoupling. We can expect a deep and possibly new understanding of love, a higher awareness of self-love, self-reliance, and standing strong in our own energy, which is the Aquarian energy, which we're moving into. You realize what you have absorbed from your past and others is no longer connected to your truth, likely to be global turbulence if they're not working consciously. The collective struggle with Pluto, which rules Scorpio, in the final degrees of Capricorn, is actually the destruction of the hierarchical control, power over the old systems and structures, as we're preparing for the Aquarian populist movement, new ways of consciousness. Uranus, which rules Aquarius, the 3 outer planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, are the transpersonal planets, so beyond ego, which deal with aspects of your spiritual nature and deal with the soul's awakening and the growth of your consciousness, which is about collaboration and embracing the mystery, entering the darkness of the underworld to see and release your old ways, to embrace the new energies and align with your inner knowing. Wow, isn't that beautiful? You're being urged to make changes now. You're being shown what's out of alignment and what is for your highest good. And your deepest concerns are surfacing so that you can become clear, unencumbered, keep focused, using your higher consciousness as new forms of the world are being exposed, as the old order is deconstructing and unraveling. So contemplate the energy of the words: worth, wealth, prosperity, abundance, aspiration, and an attitude of gratitude. Okay? So thank you so much for taking the time. Many blessings, much love. Please comment if you feel like you would be interested in a mini reading, or I just like to see what the comments are. Please share, okay? And I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe. And I think getting the book, Game Changer, might be of assistance, because the whole first chapter it's a process of self-discovery, and there's 8 areas of interactive exercises. Much love.